The following content contains personal experiences of our hosts and guests. We are not experts in this matter. We encourage challenging conversations with others and to achieve healing from our childhood. We hope to connect and allow a safe space to have an open discussion. It is not intended as a substitute for the advice of a qualified professional, diagnosis, or treatment.
Welcome back, First Gen podcast listeners. So happy to have you join us. I'm one of your hosts, Nina Flores. I'm joined by my lovely cousin and co-host here,
Tiffany, Kristie. Welcome back, First Gen Feelers. Well, I am so excited for our next guest on this podcast today. Please welcome to the pod a former CPA and auditor at the Big Four Global, one of the Big Four Global Professional Services. And we go way back to like high school days. Even more so, like he DJ'd at my sister and I's birthday party a long, many moons ago. And always running into him at the local Filipino community events around here in Los Angeles. And he is also currently our Los Angeles City Controller and running for a second term. Is that, yeah? Welcome, Kenneth Mejia. Welcome to the pod.
Thank you for having me. I would just say not former CPA, still a CPA.
Oh, sorry.
But former Big Four auditor.
Yeah, okay, there we go. Thank you for correcting me there. Yes. Welcome to the pod,
Thanks
dude.
for having me, y'all. Excited to be here.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we wanted to dive in a little bit because like this podcast is about, our upbringing and like the origin stories of being children of immigrants, and just wanted to dive into that because I know you're such an advocate of the Filipino community. Again, I see you all the time representing, and it's awesome. It's awesome. So yeah, I just wanted to get your background on how it was growing up as a Angelino and being Filipino-American.
Sure. I think I was born and raised here in Good Samaritan, actually, like right near historic Filipino town. When my parents moved here, they settled in historic Filipino town, or Hi-Fi.
Nice. Yeah.
And then from there, we moved to the valley. And I lived and pretty much grew up in Silmar for my whole childhood there. Went to school in San Fernando. And, at a young age, my parents divorced, and mostly raised by my mom. But, that really set the tone for like a lot of, growing up and having to grow up fast because you have to like look out after yourself. And, my mom always said, just do good in school and you could do whatever you want. And so, which was hard because, growing up, I was actually a troublemaker. I still am a troublemaker, but I was like a troublemaker, always getting in trouble. My grades weren't the best at all. I tell you that. I did much better later on in life. But, just growing up that way, relying on others, especially community, because I had to like get rides with people all the time to go to school and back. So that really taught me a lot about like trust and falling back on your community and being there for your community, which really embodies what I do a lot now.
Nice.
Love that.
That is awesome. And I know you have a brother, right? Also, like,
Yeah.
you? What's the birth order here? You eldest?
Yeah. So I'm the youngest, and then 2 years older than me is my brother, and then 5 years older is my sister, and then 7 years older is my eldest sister.
Oh, wow.
So yeah,
Big
4
family.
from my mom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't realize it went that far. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey.
Exactly.
How was it growing up with that many siblings and being the youngest?
Yeah, being the youngest was interesting because my parents or my aunt or my grandma would always like, I was like the troublemaker, so they're like, okay, it's the youngest, he gets all the attention. So my siblings would always get pissed. But it was fun though, I had a lot of fun growing up. My siblings were they were more like focused like on education and grades. So even though my mom said do good in school, I was like, yeah, I'll do it. But I was just always messing around, like skipping some classes and trying to get candy all the time. And but I could get away with it because I was like the youngest. So there was a lot of autonomy too, because just, having only a single mom, I could do much more. And so, just always making sure I didn't get in trouble, or at least I didn't get caught getting in trouble when I was like 5. But, just things like that. Just, learning from my siblings and try not to get in trouble a lot.
Yeah. I'm the youngest too. I mean, it was just me and my brother, but yeah, he always tells me I'm the oldest. I was the guinea pig. Mom was so strict with me. So he was kind of like the focused one. And then by the time he's 6 years older than me, so by the time I came out, my parents were just like, all right, like she gets all the attention. All right, it's cool. We raised your brother. We can be a little bit more relaxed with her. And I was a troublemaker too. So I think it kind of, the younger ones always get away with a lot.
It's like,
sorry,
how
eldest.
much, I know. How much you can get away with.
More pressure for the elders.
The eldest, yeah.
Especially in a Filipino family.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I was the oldest and I had the grades I had, I'd be like banished or like grounded all the time.
Not allowed to do anything.
Exactly. But they're like, you're number 4. You're like, I can't deal with it. I have work, stuff like that. Yeah.
And were your older siblings then responsible for taking care of you, or were you kind of independent? What was that dynamic like?
I would say both, because I was independent. Because I would go out a lot. I would just get my bike and go around Silmar all the time. But they all had their own things, So for them, it was actually they were independent too. So I think a lot of us growing up, me and my siblings, we all like had our areas of focus. Like my brother would focus a lot on school. My sister was like in ASB, like Associated Student Body. And my eldest sister, she ended up, just moving out. Like she moved to the Bay. So she was doing school in Bay. And then, and then there was me. So it's like everyone was like doing their own thing. Which is how I grew up to be, more self-sufficient, like I said earlier, because you couldn't really rely on everyone. I mean, family is always there, but for me, it was just adventuring at a young age, and just doing things by myself a lot. But yeah,
nice. I mean, at that point, then how did you get into like numbers and all that? Like, what got you into that?
So high school, I would say like my freshman, sophomore year, and then I was like, whatever, in high school, like grade-wise, and then junior, senior year, I started to get more serious. And then when I went to college, I was like, I actually didn't know what I wanted to do. I switched majors like a couple of times. As a freshman, I think I was like communications, and then marketing, and then business admin, because I still wasn't sure. And then it wasn't like until like my first semester that I was like, okay, let me try accounting. And I tried an accounting class. And my dad is an accountant. He's a CPA, Big Four as well. And so I tried it out, and I was like, okay, it's pretty easy. Numbers and math, it was like, just aced it. And then everyone needs an accountant, in business. Like
True.
Everyone uses one to do their taxes, or if they have their own business. And so, I ended up interning for Ernst & Young right now. It's called EY now. And then from there, I got a job as an auditor. And so, it was just, number one, it was easy to me. And number two, it was like good money. You always are in need all the time. And if you have a CPA license, then you're even more like valuable. But yeah, worked a lot, like 60, 70 hours a week when you're an auditor, especially when you're the lowest level. Yeah. So the starting salary for an auditor at Big Four was like $50,000 in 2010. And so like in today's age, it's like 80,000 now. But when you work so many hours, your hourly rate is like $10 an hour, because you don't get overtime. So that's how I got into it. I mean, I love that it set the foundation for who I am now and what I'm doing. So.
Awesome. Oh, well, I wish I was good at numbers like you. My mom's an accountant, or she was. She's retired now. But I remember I took like an accounting class in college, and I switched majors too. And I was like, I don't understand how my mom does this. It's not for me. So good for you that you found something. But yeah, I was totally there with you, like just in college. I'm like, I don't know what I want to do. Yeah, I kind of want to do so many things, and I couldn't narrow it down. But yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, college is the time to explore.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. And you're so young too. It's a lot of pressure to figure out like what you want to do. So
I know.
Did your parents like want like you to follow like a certain career path? I know for Tiff and I, it was like be a doctor. That was kind of like the path for us. Did they have anything specific in mind for you?
Yeah. I think there's like an Amber
It's an
Alert
Amber
right
Alert.
now.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
we all got-
Everyone's getting
I
it
was like,
from the phones. So my mom is a nurse and my dad's an accountant. So I feel like that is like the Filipino way. Like
Yeah.
you either are an
That's like-
accountant, a nurse,
Yeah.
work in the Navy, the post office, or whatever. And
that's golden.
it's like those jobs are all like you're set if
Yeah.
you get
Yeah.
one of those. So I think for us, because of their background, our Filipino background, they worked hard to get us here in the Philippines, and so they're like, do good, and
Yeah.
they didn't really push me to be anything. So that's why, like, when I first got into college, I was doing literally anything I wanted to do. All they cared about is like do something, like do something with your life. And I just happened to naturally gravitate towards accounting. And like I said, my dad was one, and so it was easy to him. And I was like, okay, maybe it just passed on to me, like those genes. But yeah, no pressure. I think I shocked like a lot of my family when I like was doing really well. In college, I graduated college in 2.5 years. So
Oh,
it's
wow.
like, here's a troublemaker all the way from like
Wow.
preschool to 12th grade. And then now I'm graduating college, like when I just turned 20. And so for me, like I did a lot of my growing up very early, especially like adulting, because I was already working like full time, for like EY, like the Ernst & Young. I remember like going to like happy hours and stuff because they do it. They're like, hey, you want to drink? I'm like, oh no, man, I can't.
Oh,
They're like,
yeah.
why? I'm like, oh, I'm like,
You're like,
I'm 20.
I'm only 20.
so it's just things just happen naturally, and it was
That's
great.
amazing.
Yeah, that's really awesome.
Wow.
Yeah. Shout out to Woodbury. Anyone can make it. It's the easiest
There
school to
you
get
go.
into. But I put them on the map, so when you go on Wikipedia, they put me as a notable. You don't need to get a A or B; you just need C's to get in. But it's not where you go; it's about what you do after, right? So.
Hey, there you go.
Agreed.
There
Yep.
it is. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. Quote that. The politics side.
Sure,
of it,
yeah.
Like
Go
how
for it.
how did that come about? Like what sparked
Yeah.
your interest? Like were you wondering like where's the money being spent? Or
Yeah. I could take you on my political journey. So 10 years ago, 2016, like 2015, 2016 is actually when I started getting more inspired by like political stuff. Because I would say up until I was like 25, I was actually pretty apathetic to politics. Because growing up, you're like, oh my God, everyone's so corrupt. Like none of these parties or these people like are fighting for the working class, immigrants, vulnerable people. And it was like 2015 and Bernie Sanders was running. And so from there, I got inspired by watching him. Like Facebook was like getting a lot popular, especially during that time around politicians. And I would just watch his videos, his rallies. And I remember he was coming to SoCal. And I was like, oh my God, he's going to San Diego. And then I was like, oh shoot, what am I going to do? And he was coming into San Diego like the next day. And I was like, I tell my boss, like, oh my God, I'm really inspired. Can I go see him? Can I call out at work? And he let me go. And so I went to San Diego at 4 a.m. in the morning to be first in line. I ended up being first in line. He didn't go until 8 p.m., but I was like right in front of him, and, just really inspired by like his message. The funny thing is when I left, they're like, just announced he's going to be in LA tomorrow. And I was like, he was going to be at the Wiltern. And I was like, God damn it. But it was like worth it. Because that was the hype that people felt back then. Just seeing someone who cared about like the people who I grew up with, like the single moms, working people, immigrants. And so from there, basically, I was like, you know what? Like dumbest move I did next. But I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to quit my job. I was working for like a hedge fund. I was like making good money, 6 figures and all that. And I was like, I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to run for Congress. No plan. I was dumb. I don't recommend anyone do it. And I quit my job and I was like, oh my God, I can't make it on the ballot anymore because there was an election. And I was just like, oh shoot. And so I had to run as a write-in candidate. And, when you run as a write-in candidate, like, you automatically lose. I ended up getting like 1,000 votes, which is pretty good. But, if I knew that I passed the deadline, I probably would have kept my job. So then from there, I ended up getting, working again as an accountant, because CPAs are like highly needed. So I worked at, Activision doing some of their accounting. And then from there, I was like, okay, I'm going to run for Congress again. This time I'm going to make it on the ballot, which I did. I ended up making it on the ballot. But I, ran outside of the two-party system, outside the Democrats and Republicans, because I believed back then, and I still believe now, that we need more than just two parties, just like how they have it in every other country. So I ran that. I didn't do well because, I'm running outside as a Green, and I was running against a Democrat. And so, but we ended up making receiving the most votes as a Green Party member for running against a Democrat in the U.S. So, if you look up the Green Party's history, you'll see, my name there. And so then from there, it was 2018, and I was like, okay, I'm going to take a break because, from 2015 and 2018, I was, just hyper-focused on politics. And it's a shock. It's like a shock to your family, if you do something, really extreme. So for them, they're like, all right, whatever. It's Kenny, do whatever you want. We trust you. And then, so I took a break, and then 2020 happens. And then 2020 was a big year, and also a bad year too, because, you had COVID, but then you also had George Floyd. And that thing, sparked a lot of debate throughout the country about, where are we putting our money? How are we, how are we policing society? And from there, in Los Angeles, there were so many protests, and people wanted more funds to be spent on, other things that provide public safety, not just police, but, better sidewalks, better lights, filling the potholes, transportation, childcare, things that can make your environment much better. And that year, no one knew what the budget was, so we ended up digging in. This, the group Black Lives Matter LA and People's Budget Coalition, we were all working together, making bar charts of what the budget was, and we found out that the city's budget put over $3 billion to the police, and it was a huge chunk. And then when you actually dive deeper into it, you realize they take half of certain discretionary funds, which is what the city uses to spend on whatever they want. So think of like I said, broken lights, sidewalks, and it was during that time where people wanted to see an investment in more of not just policing, but just making your LA better. And so then from there, I ended up, it was December 2020, and I was like, hey, why don't we run for controller? I actually thought I was done, because I had a nice job. I was at a startup, and I was I was a manager, and I was like, hey, to my who's my campaign manager now and my chief of staff in office, Jane. I was like, Jane, hey, do you think we should run for controller? And she's like, yeah, sure. It's there's never been an accountant or an auditor before, and this is the city's accountant and auditor. And it's been around for 100 years. And like I said, the city's never had anyone. I'm like, yeah, the only person running right now is a council member who's about to term out of office. And they have no accounting experience, no auditing experience. So I was like, let's go for it. I'm a CPA. This is my life. And so we ended up running against 8 people, against the council member who's been in office for 30 years. And we ended up landslide, victory. We got 63%, I think. We set the record for the most votes ever received in LA local elections. We received 513,000 votes. Karen Bash received 509,000 in the mayor's race. So it's we set this record, and we got people so excited about money, about tax dollars, where is it going, where is it not going, where is it coming from? And we used, my skills as an accountant and auditor to really dig in, doing the job even before we got elected. And I think that's what really inspired a lot of people. And I think that's the way I felt about Bernie, back then, is what I'm seeing now, other, younger people who are seeing what we're doing, and they're getting more activated now and fighting for better, from their government. So, that's my story, how I ended up here, and now I've been in office for almost 4 years and 3.5 years, but, just, yeah, that's it.
That's awesome. Well,
amazing.
congratulations to your success thus far.
Thank you.
That's such an incredible journey.
I know.
Yeah, I'm so
That's
proud of
so
you.
Awesome.
But
So,
you know, like Tiff, you know, you guys, your family, like y'all know me. Like even if I'm doing all this, I still try to make time to like
Yeah.
hang out with y'all, cause
Yeah,
Because
of
this
course.
is a lot, like this job and everything. But when people see me, they're like, oh, he's still the same guy. So it's just, you know, you still gotta enjoy life,
yes.
or at least compartmentalize your lives.
Yeah,
Sure.
Like work, personal life, you know, fun time and stuff.
totally. Yeah,
I don't know
that's
how you're doing it,
something
but
I'm
you're
working on.
crushing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
You're crushing.
Yeah,
it.
never change, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm never gonna change.
Yeah.
Still the
Exactly.
troublemaker?
Exactly. Doing
Still
good
fun.
doing good trouble. You know,
Yeah,
good
there you
trouble.
go.
Good trouble.
Exactly. But having fun too while I'm at it,
Yeah.
which pisses a lot of like, you know, people off in the city hall, like the establishment, because they're like, no, you have to do it this way.
Oh, I know.
And I'm in there walking with my corgis and like flip flops, and I'm like,
Yeah.
it's the new style now. Like,
I know. That's
why
your
people don't
mascot,
take you
your
all serious.
corgis.
Exactly. They're the
Yeah.
watchdogs. That's how we
That's how-
use the corgi a lot.
Yeah.
You're changing the game.
We
You're
have
changing
to.
the landscape. And
Yes.
honestly,
I love that.
I see it. I even see it here at work. Like one of my coworkers was like, "What? You know Kenneth Mejia?" And they were like, "There's just like you are inspiring a lot of people, young
Yes.
people, and getting excited about politics, and then how much our voice can be heard and made and make change around our local community, because that's where we need to start. You know, this is where we're living. You know, let's try and make it better." I love that you guys are putting like these apps out, like we're the cleanest public restrooms in Los
Right.
Angeles, or what's the latest one that you guys
We
had?
did one about like landlords and
The-
like
yes,
the
the
rental
landlords, the
properties with like
rentals.
the most
Yes.
violations. And,
Yes.
you know,
Oh,
making
man.
government or in LA more transparent. So,
Transparent,
exactly.
accountable.
Mhm.
You know, and especially being being in LA and like living here is just so expensive to
Super
live
expensive.
here,
Yes,
and
absolutely.
you're
Can't
just
buy a house here. Like
Yeah.
I'm like one of the only elected officials in City Hall right now who like rents still. So because everything's expensive. Like
It
houses
is.
are $1 million.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's insane.
You know, it's crazy. So.
Yeah.
You want us to take away from all this? What's something you want to push forward?
You know, just that like regular people like you and I can do so much, you know? It just takes like, you know, a spark or something inside of you. And, you know, I go in with like low expectations. I'm like, oh, maybe no one's going to listen to me, but I'll just do it anyways. And I think if you have that mindset, you're like, I can shoot 1,000 times. And
Yeah.
as long as I make one,
Yeah.
because that
Right.
one thing could be like the big point. And that starts, you know, because, you know, I always felt like, oh man, I'm going to give up. Like this is like politics is just impossible. Like these people in there, like they don't care. But if you keep trying and, you know, what you notice is there are people, and they might not be a big group of people, but are people who are willing to volunteer and put their time to help you. So start small. And then once they see that like resonating with that group, and then you start doing the social media, then you start doing like the rallies and you do everything, you notice like, wow, it's not just this small group, it's actually a lot of people. And that's why you know, I owe a lot of our success to like, you know, social media, Instagram, TikTok, the funny memes and trends, because we use that in a way that's also educating people about government. So I did the takeaways like anyone can be who they want, you know, no matter where you came from and, you know, your background. Just gotta work hard, you know. For some, you gotta work harder, unfortunately, because of the system, right? Like that's how the system is. But, you know, I'm fortunate, like my family, they all supported me. Like when I ran for controller, you know, it was 4 years after I ran for the other one. They're like, yeah, Mom, I'm gonna run again. And she's like, oh, okay, whatever. Yeah, that's fine. That's just getting me. Like, yeah, dude, go ahead. And then like when I won my primary, like the first time in June, they were like, what the hell? Like this is real. Because at that point we know, like, okay, he won in June, and now November is the final. Like we already had a feeling that we were gonna win, and so, you know, that's the takeaway. Anyone could be who they want to be, you know?
Yeah. Shoot
Love
your shot. Shoot your
that.
shot.
Yes.
And I'd say for me, like reaching back and helping people. I think that's like bringing the whole community up with you. Like that's what I want to, been doing, and I want to keep doing, like get people into these areas that are inaccessible, either because you don't have money or, you don't have time, just doing your best to uplift those too who want to get there. And so I think that's what I'm trying to do too. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that message so much. I think when we started this podcast, we're like, well, we don't know if anyone's going to listen to us, so we're just going to do it. And I think that's just a great takeaway too, is that like, if you're passionate about something, you just got to go for it. Go for it, you know?
Yeah.
And I love that you're changing the narrative. I think what Tiff said earlier too is that now, the younger voters are finally stepping up. I think like historically, like younger people never voted because they just felt like they couldn't make a difference, or they didn't have a figure like you who is kind of shaking things up a little bit and going about it in a different way. So thank you for doing that. And yeah, community is super important. Like I love that, being able to reach back and help others. Yeah, I live, those are the principles I live by too. My mom does a lot for the community as well. So thank you, Kenneth, for that. We support you 100%.
We support you. Keep doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
doing
I
it.
think the good point is like it came from like our parents, like our moms just keeping active, right, and trying to do something. And so I think we take after them,
Yeah,
So.
for
Making a
sure.
difference in the world.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes. Well, actually, I wanted to ask you something silly.
Sure, go
I mean, we love food here so much,
Yeah,
you know?
you do, like,
So
fun
every
facts.
episode, I feel like we need to like
Yeah.
ask you, like, what is your favorite Filipino dish, or like favorite type of food, since LA is so diverse and there's so
Yeah.
many food
Give
options
some Rex.
here.
Yeah.
Foodie.
I like my favorite dish is my mom's like sinigang, like a very sour sinigang.
Uh-huh.
What protein?
Salmon.
Salmon.
Yeah,
Oh,
salmon.
With the
never had
bone?
Because I don't eat meat that much. And then,
okay.
no, hell no. The bone, oh my
You
God, I hate it.
I-
Like the bone, like I'll be eating the rice.
Yeah.
With the, and then
And
the,
it gets tough.
like that freaking salmon.
That's how my mom made it. So it was like
Oh,
always
man,
difficult to
it's terrible.
eat that part.
It
but
was
Yeah.
good,
yeah.
but I was
It's
just
good.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's in my throat.
Yeah.
What else? Is good?
Salmon.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll
There's
have to-
there's some good places in LA. If you like coffee, Filipino, inspired drinks, Malaya Coffee down the street in Silver Lake. Dollar Hits. They were on Netflix for like one of the best street food in the country. So they're huge supporters of us too. Like if you want good street food and grilling, your
You
stuff,
get to
Yeah.
grill your
Dollar
own
Hits.
protein.
Yes.
Yeah,
So good.
Dollar Hits is dope. Yeah, I know. There's a lot, but any place that has like a good sour sinigang, I'm always down. And I like my rice like mushy. I don't know if y'all like your white rice mushy a little bit, or you like it a little like
Well, I mean,
hard.
with the
or-
sinigang, you put
I
the,
think
the soup in. The
I like it
sabaw
Exactly.
when the rice just finishes cooking and you just
right up.
eat it.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
god,
yeah.
And,
Fresh.
Filipino
The
breakfast
steam.
is dope too.
The silogs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
long
with the
silo.
egg.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, yes, we love food here so much. I'm trying to learn to cook like adobo. My mom likes a really good adobo.
Yeah.
But like every time I ask for the recipe, it's like, well, no, I don't really know. I just put a little bit of this and that, and I'm like, okay, I need
Yeah.
measurements, but
Soy
it's all
sauce,
made with
vinegar,
love,
Yeah.
right?
taste it.
Yeah.
Exactly. What's your all's favorite food or dish?
I love the lumpia egg rolls at like the, when we have Filipino parties. It's like the thing you munch on, like the appetizer, right? But yeah, I have to say, this changed recently too, because I was going to say like the adobo is really good. I love a sinigang. I mean, pancit is always just such like, that's like the staple food,
Yeah.
but it can be made so differently.
Right.
Like the way my dad used to make it is so different than like, how our relatives make it. But yeah, you squeeze the calamansi on top. Yeah, it's so good. It's always just comfort food for
I
me.
love anything with like sour or like
Yes.
lemon or
Yeah.
calamansi. It's the
Yeah.
That reminded me, I
exact-
should have brought the calamansi for you.
Oh.
no! I have a tree.
She
in
has
the
a tree.
backyard.
She harvests
Yes.
the tree.
Okay,
yeah.
I need a.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'll clock
next
that for next time. Yeah, yeah.
It's fine.
What's your
For
favorite
me,
dish?
it's the kare kare.
I love
Oh, that's
kare
right.
kare.
Yeah,
Yes.
you
Yep,
yeah.
that
And
was
actually,
bomb.
recently, my sister and I went to Sampa, just down the street.
Super
Oh,
fancy.
how was it?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
had kare tamales.
Tamales.
I was like,
Exactly.
No,
So good.
Oh wow.
so good. Yeah.
You should try
Shout
their,
out,
their
shout out to them.
try their ube
Yeah.
cheesecake. Did you try that one?
No.
At the end, they put like they use like polvoron as like the base.
Oh, I did
It's
not.
just like
I did
it's
not.
good,
I mean,
yeah.
we went to for a Mother's Day thing, so they had a different like
Menu.
Oh, I see. Let's see.
dessert menu,
Uh-huh.
which was still also good.
What
But
was the
I need
dessert?
to go back because it's just like
Yeah,
down
it's
the
right
street.
there.
Yeah,
It's a little expensive, but it's good though. It's worth
good.
it.
It was delicious.
Alright.
But yeah, I mean, lumpia is always a go-to.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's
totally.
a must.
yeah.
It's a must at every party.
Or below. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
Oh, no.
no.
Wait, have you had it?
Yeah, I've had it.
Oh,
I
okay.
had it growing up,
So you're
and I
you're
used to
not
eat a
fazed by
lot,
it? You're
but
just-
then when they told me what it was, that's when I started freaking out. I was like, "What?"
Wait, you ate it first and then you found out what it was?
yeah.
Oh,
'Cause
but
I was
couldn't
young.
you
I didn't really
see
care.
what it was?
I just thought like, oh, it's like chicken. Yeah. And then when like, my older, friends
Oh,
were
were
like,
they
you know,
messing
you're
with you?
eating like a half embryo of like a duck, right? I'm like, what? I'm like, yeah, look at it. I was like, oh, because I'm a very visual person.
Yeah.
And then once I start thinking about it, I'm like, oh, God,
no.
I don't think I could do
Oh,
it. Like I used to
no.
eat dinuguan a lot. And then when they told me like, oh yeah, it's the blood. I was
Yeah.
like, oh no. And then I started thinking about a pig.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no, my head. But yeah, no, it's not just Filipino food. It's like when I went to Maine as an auditor over there, I ate like a lobster, and then I like looked at it. I was like, oh my God, this is good. And I looked down and I started like thinking about like an alien. But yeah, it's just like my brain just starts getting very vivid images of like, oh my God, I can't do this.
No.
So yeah, it's chill. All in moderation, I would say.
Yeah, yeah.
for sure.
Wait,
For
have
sure.
you had balut?
I have
Yeah.
once to try it.
They have it at
Well-
dollar hit, so people want balut. Go try it. The funny thing was that it was like I was watching Fear Factor, and they're like,
Oh,
"You
yeah.
are gonna have balut."
Yeah.
And
You're like,
and it was like,
wow.
"Oh my God, no!" And they're like, I don't know if there was a Filipino or there was like a parody of it, and then there's like those Filipinos like, "Oh yeah, I could eat this." Like,
Yeah.
They're like, no problem.
exactly.
I remember seeing that episode growing up, and I was like, "Oh, we made it! We made it!
Yes.
We made it to Fear Factor!
Yeah, yeah.
represent.
Represent!"
Yeah.
But yeah, I would not. I would not.
Yeah.
I
But
don't.
it's a delicacy, and I
know
respect
it
people
is.
who
It's not
who
for
eat it,
everyone.
I'm
you
gonna
know?
try it. I have to try it.
It's
No, I
good
have
though.
to try it.
When I had it, I just don't eat it anymore. But it's good.
I feel like I could eat a balut over a dinuguan, because the dinuguan, it's like, yeah, the blood has to be fresh, or if it's not, don't you get sick? I don't know, something like that.
I
But I'm
don't,
like-
I don't know how they
Good.
make
Yeah.
it.
I know,
but
like they're good. It's just when I start
with the
thinking
rice.
about it,
Yeah.
like,
It's like, how did
what
this
it would look
happen?
like.
How
Yeah.
did this
before.
happen? well,
Like, what did it look like?
this
Okay.
Yeah,
But
no.
when I had it, it's really tasty. I don't eat
It's
it.
not the first thing I order for sure.
Right.
It's if it's
Yeah,
at a
there's other
if it's at a
things.
party, I might be like, okay, as long as you have
Yeah.
fresh warm rice,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
But quail egg,
Yeah,
quail
eggs
eggs.
good.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Dollar Hits has those too.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. Those are
So-
good.
So good.
Yeah.
I'll do quail eggs, but not.
But
No thanks.
yeah.
No thanks. I mean, what are your thoughts on the ube?
Ube, yeah, I know that's a craze that's getting very like Americanized or westernized, and I just hope that Filipinos and us can, it's still ours. It's like it's our culture and or Asian culture in general, and it's just like used to highlight just not just like, oh yeah, this tastes good, but also the fact that it comes from the Philippines
Yeah.
and it's a beautiful country, and we farm it, and
Yeah.
it like pays homage to us, so that's the thing about like a lot of stuff I see, especially like on Shark Tank. You see people like, yeah, I visited Asia or Africa, and like they
then
just
they
turn
do-
it into like
right.
some stuff.
Yeah.
and,
Like the boba.
like boba. Like boba's like the huge thing. Ube is that. So, just paying respect to it.
Yeah.
Not just looking at it as like I'm gonna make a bunch of money because it's purple.
Right.
And everyone likes ube right now. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I'm seeing it all over like social media, different like ube like pastries and drinks and things. Which
That's
is
why I
cool,
try to
but-
like hit up like Filipino shops that serve it, or you like do it like legit. you know, because that's them, you know.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't you have a ube energy drink?
Yeah,
What
my
happened to-
pops,
Yeah.
he still has it. So,
Okay.
yeah, still has it.
Oh,
Ube energy drink.
interesting.
Yeah,
Sponsorship.
Yeah, I know.
Bring it next time.
Yeah, yeah.
Sweet though, sweet. Yeah,
Yeah.
0 sugar, 0 calories, but it's sweet. So, and he has lychee. So, yeah.
Yes.
Nice, nice.
Awesome. Well, we could wrap it up. If there's is there anything
Was
else
there
you
anything else you
want
wanted to
to
cover?
throw out there? Throw out there to the world, to listeners.
No, you know, if you have any questions about how government works or what they spend their money on, you can just look me up on Google, Kenneth Mejia, and you can find a lot of like you said, our website has a lot of different websites, apps where you could learn more about your LA government. So you could check that out. So, yeah, follow me on social media at Kenneth Mejia LA. You could see what's happening in Los
Awesome.
Angeles.
Yeah.
Yes. And your social is so fun. I love
We
it.
try to.
It's so
Like
good.
government, especially being an accountant, like it could be so.
guys make
That's
it-
why no one
You
knew
make it
anything.
so fun.
Yeah, and that's why
great.
like no one like when I first ran for this office in 2020, like no one knew what the controller was. It's like, do you control the government? Like, are you, like no, that'd be like the mayor and city council. I just oversee the money. But now it's like we make fun videos.
Yeah.
Younger people like they know what we do, and we provide information to them in an accessible manner. You know,
Right.
not just like 300-page government reports, which is how it is and how they used to do it. But for us, we like to make it like fun. Like a lot of our covers, we include the corgi on it.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, even in our campaign for merch, we use the corgi on it because it just gets people like talking like, oh, what is that? And then they Google and like, oh, he's the watch, like he's the controller. So
Yeah.
It's great.
That's awesome.
So great. And yeah, it's like information that's digestible and fun.
Yeah,
You know?
it's
Right.
Like,
we
educational.
make funny ass videos
It's so
too. Like,
good.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's funny. Yeah.
So
Awesome.
follow Kenneth.
Yeah.
Yes. Follow. And yeah, and again, congratulations on your success. We're
Yes,
rooting for
congrats.
you.
We're cheering you on.
Yeah.
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 And we'll see what happens afterwards. So.
Yeah.
That's the big question. So. Yep.
I don't know. Do you have anything in mind? Is there anything that you're curious about for our audience? A question for them, maybe?
You know, I would just ask if you live in LA, like, you know, where do you want your money to be spent? Or where do you see it being spent?
Okay.
You know, and then that gets the first part of like questioning like government. You know, it's usually around like the budget, like where the city puts their money or doesn't put it to.
Yeah.
It really explains a lot,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like on why things are the way they are. So that's how I've seen being inside City Hall. Like, you may pass a law or you might pass a policy, but if there's no money behind it or there's no budget to it, it's like, you know, then it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You
There's
know,
no
it's like, I'm going to
movement.
pass a policy to fill the potholes. Like, yeah, but if you give them only like $5,
Yeah, I
like-
mean,
Right.
like, all right, good
Okay.
policy, but
Yeah.
there's no,
yeah.
you're not going to get any potholes filled, right? And that's the thing that pisses people off in LA. Potholes, sidewalks,
Mm-hmm.
dark streets,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, everything. So,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question. All right. Well, drop us a comment.
Yeah, let us
answer
know.
the question. We're curious to hear what the answers are
Yes.
out there.
Hit us up.
Awesome. All right, you want to do the
And
outro?
if any of this resonated with you, please share this with a friend, neighbor, anybody. Share with them. Give us a like, subscribe, follow at First Gen Podcasts. And we will see you next time.
See you next time.
Happy summer.
Bye. Happy summer.
Happy June.
Woohoo.